Hi everyone, I'm Krista from Paradigm Rebels, and today I thought I'd record a little introduction post for those that may be new to my channel, or maybe you've been following me for a while, you maybe even have worked with me, but a lot has changed since the pandemic, right? And there's been a tremendous amount of transformation and ascension energy that I have seen in everyone around me and as well as myself. So I thought this was a good time. I've also been inspired by so many people doing that, sharing little videos about them, and I find them so helpful and enjoyable. So here goes. As I mentioned, I'm Krista. I'm an energy healer and energy teacher. I teach Reiki, chakra classes, intuition classes, and I'm also a writer. And so I have published my first book this year. Is called Belief Work: What My Traumatic Childhood Taught Me About Core Beliefs, the Real Truth, and the Universe. The title says it all of what it's all about. I have been doing energy sessions with people since 2012. I did have an office in Beaverton. I do remote work now since the pandemic began. And it's been amazing and such a testament to how we are all connected through the non-physical energy and who we really are through oneness. So I call myself Paradigm Rebels because most of my life I felt like I pushed against what I was supposed to accept at face value. And more importantly, since those things didn't work, I found success in healing myself and my family. And I found eventual happiness by looking beyond what was in front of me that I was taught to take at face value, and looking beyond these mainstream paradigms and authority. So there you go, Paradigm Rebels. So for most of my life, I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I'm sure this is something that a lot of you, if you're watching this video, maybe feel yourself. And I was seeing, feeling, and knowing things that others didn't. And I asked questions about things that other people didn't seem to notice or care about. And so I just went ahead and discounted and suppressed my thoughts and opinions about things and my emotions as I was taught to do so. And, by our culture, families, and so on. And I figured that there was just something wrong with me. I figured that I had poor coping skills and that I was weak and sensitive, that sensitivity was bad, and that I just knew less than everyone around me. There was something that I wasn't getting that other people did. And that I had to be wrong because people knew more than I did. So that's pretty much what I thought about my life and who I was for most of my life, really. So like many people, as I mentioned with my book early on, I'm a survivor of traumatic childhood, especially the first decade of my life, that was filled with all sorts of abuse that you can think of. And it has been taking me about 20 years even to love my own appearance, to even tolerate my own appearance in the mirror, a face that looks a lot like my abusers. I've been able to kind of take it back, so to speak. So here is a little bit more about my story. After my second child was born, I suffered from postpartum depression and anxiety. So I know a lot of people may be able to relate to that. I was alone in a new town, and my husband was commuting 4 days a week to another city. And so I spent a lot of time by myself. It was a very dark night of the soul type of experience. I lay awake late into the night with my daughter who had colic and all sorts of health problems, just contemplating the meaning of life. And I would say to myself, like, what have I done? What's wrong with me? What is this all for? What is the point? And why are my kids struggling? Why am I struggling so much instead of thriving? And this was the beginning of me looking inward to my true self. The real truth was that I had always had anxiety and depression and also PTSD, but I was unaware of any of that. I had no idea. And I just thought there was just something that I was just flawed. My chaotic desire to find ways to heal my children, though, led me beyond these limitations of mainstream, beyond those mainstream paradigms and authority that I mentioned, and ushered me toward natural living, holistic health, and approaches, root cause medicine approaches. And here is where I found solutions for my children that led them back to health, these new paradigms. So looking beyond. So what happened was after that, through my children, I was able to be given this wake up call, and our complete reversal of many symptoms and conditions inspired me to study homeopathy, which was my first healing system that I learned to help my children. And I became acquainted with it, and I just really wanted to fully get it and use it myself. And intellectually, I knew it had to do with life force energy, like non-physical energy, but I didn't fully get it. It's just that I knew it worked, and I was just scared. As a mom, I was a scared mom, and all I cared about was the fact that it worked. So, and I just wanted to learn more about it and how to use it, which is what I did. As we switched to organic, whole foods and gluten-free living, and we removed chemicals and pesticides from our home, a dramatic reversal of health problems continued for us, for all of us, really, even myself and my husband too, and actually our dogs, just everything. But anyway, I taught myself how to grow a kitchen garden, and spent a lot more time outside and connecting to nature. So it was all new for me. Upon advice of other moms, as we do when we have our young parents, I went to yoga, and then I also learned about meditation and Buddhism and spirituality in general, which I had never really learned about or was even really exposed to, right? Just in this country, the United States. And so as a result, my body and mind became clearer and stronger, and I became higher functioning. I had no idea how limited I was and low functioning I was, just due to my diagnoses that were not diagnosed yet of anxiety, depression, and PTSD that kept me at a very low functioning, stressed, unhappy state. So it wasn't until I moved to Portland, Oregon in 2009 that I began to develop my connection to my intuition and the non-physical realms of energy and knowledge. I slowly began to understand that it was my limiting beliefs about myself and the world were the root cause of my anxiety. And so when I learned that I had these beliefs, these subconscious beliefs that were running the show, I was just shocked. I was pissed. I was like horrified that I didn't know something very basic I thought was basic about myself. But I realized it. I understood it. For the first time, it clicked that my childhood hard wiring has been subconsciously running the show. So I was horrified, and then as a result, belief work became my new obsession. And as you can see, just listening to me here, starting off with my daughter at the beginning, my spiritual journey has been this kind of slow burn, this slow process that evolved over time, starting 20 years ago. And today, I just want you to know that today I'm okay, and I am more than okay, actually, and I'm thriving and happy, even in a pandemic. I am a happy person, and that I have found peace and hope and freedom from myself and the world around me, and that and my life purposes. Like, who can say that? I certainly could not. I just thought I was just living for other people for most of my life. And so I have life, not just one, but several life purposes. And I know that you do too. We all came here to do things, to have experiences, and we all have a purpose, life purposes. So spirituality, as we know, has a unique path for everyone, and it's not something that happens in one day. And is typically, as it's happened with me, and I see with so many people, is that there's an ebb and flow, and it's peppered with fits and starts as life unfolds and we respond to it. So I sought out these energy healing systems and became an energy medicine practitioner for, my children and then my own healing. But I realized it was my calling to share these systems with other people, because once I realized that this wasn't common knowledge, I was just like very frustrated and just wanted to just tell everyone that they have a choice. There are more options than just the mainstream route or just the pharmaceutical route or just what we've been told. There's other ways. There's so many other new ways to heal. And so I just wanted to share that. And because we also had such success too, I just wanted for people to know that. And so I started my business in 2012, doing these one-to-one energy balancing sessions and Reiki. And then also I began to teach Reiki to people, which was really fun. And I just loved it. And it's so powerful to teach people how they can heal themselves with Reiki, and to take back that power from other people helping you, that you can heal yourself. And I had to overcome, as a result of this practice with teaching, extreme stage fright and being afraid to be on video like I am now in order to do what I wanted to do. So it's anything is possible. Anything you want is possible. So as I mentioned today, I offer these intuitive energy balancing sessions. They come and end with Reiki. I'm always getting intuitive downloads, messages for people on all sorts of topics. I'm also a medical intuitive, and just all kinds of things happen during these sessions. I never know what's going to happen. And now I've been doing these goddess journeyings, and just more into the aura readings. It's been fantastic. And I've been doing this since the pandemic. I've been doing a free group energy healing session on Tuesdays, and it's a live call. It's private, but if you're interested, you can listen in on the YouTube recap here on this channel. Every Tuesday, I upload a video of a recap of what the balancings were, and if you tune into it, you receive the healing benefits of that energy balancing and the Reiki. And as I mentioned, the My Heart, which is my book, the self-help memoir, I published that this year. And so it's a wonderful way to kind of connect the dots for people through real life stories about these beliefs and how they got formed. And it's good for loved ones too, that have somebody struggling in their lives that have PTSD or anxiety and depression, and to understand like how did they get there, and when like logic or just be positive doesn't work, like why that's the case. My book will make everything crystal clear for you, for anyone. So it is the most transformational thing I've ever done, is to do belief work. I will do another video just talking about belief work and how these beliefs are formed, and how just my personal journey, how I uncovered them and connected with my truth. So I'm very excited to share a little bit more with you about that. And as I mentioned before, I'm always kind of growing and learning. I'm always taking classes. I'm always reading. And so this past year, I just finished actually last week a whole year of learning, teaching in a group with Sophie Bashford, who is the author of You Are a Goddess. And so I was able to really connect with my feminine side, the divine feminine, and which was really nice, because I've always discounted my feminine side. Never really liked my feminine side. I thought it was weak and just frilly, and just like I just didn't understand it. It just wasn't linear. The masculine brain in me has been so dominant. And so just really bringing myself back into balance. I have a lot more to go, of course. I'm always growing and learning, but that has been my latest gift to myself that I'm now integrating into my session. So, and it's been amazing. It's been so fun to implement this divine feminine energy into the sessions, and to get even more clarity and insight for people, and faster and more complete transformation. So if any of this resonates with you, just send me a message or just go onto my website so that you can book a session. Or if you want a free phone call consult, I do take calls, where we can just talk and see if I can help you with whatever it is that you're looking for. So I hope this helps. You understand a little bit about what I do, who I am. There are so many people like me out there that do this kind of work. And so I hope to get to know you sometime soon. Thank you.